You know, it's really important to like yourself. I know that's not always easy. Sometimes we think we suck. My car started, so at least my car doesn't suck. At least not today. My car will suck tomorrow if it doesn't start, or the next day. But maybe that's just the same way we treat ourselves. When we won't start, we think there's something wrong with us. You know, the same way we say piece of shit car when it ain't running, and I love my car when it is running. I hope my trunk's closed. You know, I think it's important that we give ourselves a little credit for the time that we do well. For example, the last 2 days at work, I'm just leaving work now, and I busted my ass. Doing my best work, trying to get as much done as I can. And it makes me feel good to know that I worked as hard as I can. And it makes me feel like I've accomplished something when I make the effort and push as hard as I can. And that, in turn, makes me like myself. More, I should say. A better way of stating that would be, if I'm not working hard and I'm not doing my best, then I start to not like myself. This isn't just at work, this is just in life in general. I knew this light was going to turn yellow. Gotta hit my brakes here. I hate myself because that light turned yellow. No, a lot of people that I've, discussed this with over the years, the idea of liking yourself versus loving yourself versus being arrogant as hell. I feel like there's a certain amount of protection some people feel by pretending that they don't like themselves. In other words, a lot of folks, how do I say this, put themselves down in order to ease the tension or ease the stress of life by saying, well, I just suck at this, or I'm not good at this. It's an easy out, a way for people to say, oh, well, this person has a low self-esteem, so therefore, I'll just leave them alone about this. Like, if you're an arrogant as hell person and you screw something up about something that you're, arrogant about, people will call you out on it. But if you're the kind of person who's always like, oh man, I suck, I shouldn't have done that, it really rubs people the wrong way. That's not to say that calling yourself an idiot when you totally fuck up is a bad thing, because it's not. It's important. We need to do that. It's funny because at work, that's exactly how I handle whenever I screw something up, because I've always tended to be the person who tries to justify everything. I have an excuse for everything. So what I've learned is, over the years, is if somebody calls me out on something I really did do, and that I know I did, I just say, oh yeah, fucked up, sorry. It's that simple. 4 words, I fucked up, sorry. And what I've found is it often disarms people. They don't really know how to respond to that. It's the weirdest thing, because if you say, oh, well, it's because of this, then people are saying, well, no, not necessarily, and they'll make an argument. But if you just totally disarm the situation by admitting your fault, be amazed at the results. With every situation. That includes conceding to an argument that you know that you're right about, by saying, okay, well, yeah, you're right, to the other person, and letting them win, and just not caring whether they're right or wrong. And I know a lot of folks, myself included, would be reluctant to do that because we want the truth to be known, right? We want to, express the truth about something, and we're not going to lie to ourselves. Sometimes it's healthier. But when it comes to our own personal view of ourselves, I don't think that it's very valuable to put ourselves down at all. I think that we need to stand up when we know we've done a good job and say, no, I did my best here, and also be willing to put ourselves down if we suck, but not feel shitty about it. Everybody makes mistakes, As a carpenter, every day somebody screws something cut something wrong. It's hilarious because the boss will say cut a piece maybe too short and he'll let it pass. But if one of us does it, he's like, oh, and he points it out. Well, that's his job, right? If he does it, then he knows what's acceptable in his mind, and he's like, well, screw it. I can't bitch myself out. But I know that deep down inside he does. He's, very attentive to details. And so am I, and so is the other guy I work with. So we're all, very particular about how we do business and how we get things done. And we like to do things right. We don't like to make mistakes. We don't like to, nobody wants to cut a board the wrong length. I'll tell you, I'll cut a board 3 times, slightly long. For anybody who's ever cut crown molding or base trim or any type of interior molding, if you cut it too long, that's fine. You could trim it. If you cut it too short, you're screwed. There's nothing you can do. And so being precautious, not putting ourselves down, just doing our best. At this point, I'm just rambling, so I'll wrap it up with that. That's my discussion for the day. Can't wait to get home because, well, it's the weekend for me. It's my Friday, which is Thursday. So I'll leave you with maybe a view of the Columbia River here, the mighty Columbia River. There's the Portland Airport over there. You can see a jet rising up into the blue yonder here. I really love this valley, the Willamette Valley. It's a great place to live, regardless of how people feel about Portland itself. So thanks for coming along. Talk to y'all on the flip side. Peace out. Don't put yourself down. But if you have to, at least be able to laugh about it.